We are speaking with Chris Mannix a few days before Wach-Vladimir Klitschko fight. Sir, what are your expectations before this fight?
I expect it to be a different kind of fight than we've seen in years past. I mean, most of Vladimir's opponents have been smaller than him. Marius is obviously a little bit bigger, has a reach advantage. It's going to be interesting. If Marius can use his jab in this fight and keep Klitschko off of him, he's got as good a chance as any in recent years of scoring an upset.
Do you think it will be much more difficult fight for Klitschko than most of his fights in past years?
It certainly will be much more difficult because it's a different kind of challenge. You know, he's always fought guys that are smaller than him, some considerably smaller than him. My question with Marius is he fast enough to stay with Vladimir Klitschko? Some of the fights I've seen him in person in the U.S., he hasn't been very fast. Kevin McBride, knocked him out, but he wasn't that fast in getting there. Vladimir is a fast guy. He's big and he's fast. So I hope that, and I wonder really if Marius has the speed to keep up with Vladimir Klitschko.
And what's the take of U.S. audience of this fight?
Well, anytime Vladimir Klitschko fights, the U.S. audience gets into him. And Wach has an interesting fan base because he has fought a few times in the U.S., so people do know who he is. But people are intrigued by the size advantage. They're intrigued by somebody being taller than the great giants of the Klitschkos. And I think you're going to have many more people tuning in because of that.
Do you treat Wach some kind of your American fighter because he's American-based right now in New Jersey?
No, we don't. I think we think of him as an American fighter, but it certainly is. He's got more American fans than say your typical European fighter because he's fought so often in the U.S. And I give him credit for that. I think it's smart because if he wins this fight, people already know a little bit about him in the U.S. and certainly they'll know a lot more after that.
Do you think Wach has more chances than Adamek had against Vitaly Klitschko?
Oh, yeah. Wach is in his prime. He's bigger, got more power. I mean, Thomas Adamek was a dead man walking when he fought Vitaly Klitschko. I didn't think he ever had a chance of winning that fight. There are so many more physical advantages that Wach has in this fight that he has a much better chance of winning.
What's your official prediction for this particular fight?
I still have to stick with Vladimir Klitschko. He hasn't shown he's lost anything off his fastball, if you will, to use a baseball analogy. And until someone shows me he can beat him, I'm not going to be convinced that someone can.